This photo of me, this one, heck, even the thumbnail of this video, all of these are not real. I never posed for these, never wore these outfits, never even stepped into these places. AI made it from scratch, using just my face. Imagine having an AI that can create brand new photos of you without ever actually clicking a photo of you. No photo shoots, no posing, no effort. Just AI generating realistic images of you in different outfits, styles, and locations that never actually happened. From coding in a dark room to posing as an alternate supernatural figure, it's all possible now. In this video, I'm going to show you how I trained a Flux LoRA model on my own face, turning it into a powerful tool that can generate endless high quality images of me. And the craziest part, it took me less than 30 minutes to set this whole thing up. Whether you're a content creator, business owner, or just someone who wants to experiment with AI, this tool is about to change your content game forever. Let's dive in. Before we start building our own Flux LoRA model, let's first understand exactly what it is. Flux LoRA is a combination of technologies that we're using here to generate realistic images of our face. To get deeper into this, Flux is an open source image generation model that is crazy good at generating images from text descriptions. All of this sounds cool, but Flux by itself cannot generate images of your face. That's because it's never seen it before and hasn't specifically been trained on it. And that is where LoRA comes in. Low rank adaptation. You give this amazing model named Flux a small dataset of your own images, and now it can recognize and generate images of your face. That's a LoRA. The reason why this technique is so powerful and useful is because you don't have to train the whole model entirely from scratch, which would have taken enormous amounts of time, resources, and compute power. You just build on top of the model by giving it your own dataset. Alright, so now we know what we mean by Flux LoRA. Let's start building one for ourselves.
Alright, so let's get started with it. First on, we're gonna go on to this link. And don't worry about it. I'm just going to provide all of the links in this video in the description. So that's not going to be a problem. First of all, we're going to train the Flux model on our face and therefore make it a Flux LoRA, which is like a customized model for ourselves. All right. So first off, we're going to choose to create a new model. We click on create new model and we're going to give it a name. So let's give it YT Vardaan. This can be any name that you want. And now you go on to input images. So for the input images, I actually took out a few pictures of mine from my Google Photos. And just to give you a preview of what they can look like, I've got a lot of pictures over here. So like you can have different photos in different angles and like each and every one. So you can see like, I've got different photos from different angles. And this basically helps the model imagine you and then draw you in different lighting and different position scenarios. So just try to give it as much diverse data as possible. I think I've got around 20 to 25 photos over here, and I think that's a pretty good size to train your model with. So like anything around 15 to 30 images works fine. So we're going to go back here, and as for the images, I have actually compressed this folder into a zip file, so it just makes things much more easier. And then I go back over here for the input images. I click on this button and then I click on drop a file, and over here I've got my LoRA dataset.zip. So I click on it and I open it. So now you have the trigger word. The trigger word basically is a word that basically associates my face to a specific word. So anytime this specific trigger word comes inside the prompt that I would be giving to the model in the future, the model would know that, okay, if I'm using the word Vardaan over here, then I mean that I want to have my face inside the photo that I'm telling the model to generate. And this word should ideally be a word that isn't really common in the English language. It might confuse the model in the future. So because Vardaan isn't really a proper word in English, this works out pretty much fine for me. As for the auto captioning over here, this basically captions all of my images. So just so that we don't go too technical over here, the captions that are generated for each and every image helps the model to train much more properly. You don't really need to worry about this. As for the steps, I would recommend that you go for like 2000 to 2500 steps. I think that's pretty much the sweet spot. Higher this number of steps you choose, the more time it will take the model to train. So just keep that in mind. The LoRA rank seems fine. You don't really need to change that. The HF repo ID. So what exactly is that? So you have to go onto this platform named Hugging Face. You create your own profile over here, and then you go over here and click on New Model. All right, so I've clicked on new model and I select YT Vardaan over here. All right, and then I choose to keep it public. You can keep it private if you want. And then I click on create model. All right, so you can see that we've got this page. Nothing really important seems to be present over here. We're just gonna copy this thing, which is our HF repo ID, and we're gonna paste it over here. And over here for the HF token, we're gonna go back onto this platform and we're gonna click back onto our profile and click over here on access tokens. So we come here, we click on to create new token. I've already got my own token created over here, but you can even go and create new token over here. And let's just go for YT Vardaan. As for the permissions, just give it all of the permissions. That wouldn't really be a problem. All right, we've got that done. You got the create token, and then you see this access token. You copy it and you paste it over here in the HF token. As for the WNB API key project, all of this doesn't really matter. So once you've got all of this filled out, you just click on the create training button. It might take some time to load, but that's totally fine. It's because it is getting the hardware in on the cloud ready. The reason that we're doing all of this on this specific platform is because my laptop doesn't really have the hardware to do the training by itself, because what would happen is that if I try to download the model on my own laptop and then train it on my photos on my own laptop, it would take me around like 5 to 6 hours or even more than that to do. But because I've got access to this specialized GPU from Replicate's platform, it makes the training process a lot more easier and a lot more faster. A process that would have taken my laptop around 4 to 5 hours to complete, Replicate is only going to take around 15 to 30 minutes to get that done. That is a place where we're going to be saving a lot of time. So it's going to take some time. Don't worry about it. I've already got like a few models of my trained, and because every time you do this, it costs you money, because every second that you're using the resources on the background, it costs you, even though a little bit money, but it's still money. But you don't really need to worry about this being expensive, because at the end of the day, it's only going to rack you around $3 to $4 at max to train your whole LoRa. And that just comes out to be around 240 or 300 rupees. And I think that's like a pretty good purchase to do if you're getting something customized for yourself out of it. So you can see that the training process has started, but since I've already got a LoRa of my train, I don't think there's any need for me to spend more money on it. So I'm just going to cancel it, but you need to let this go on and just let it go on. And now let's just test out the model. For the testing, we've got another link. This link will also be in the video description, so you don't need to worry about that. Let's go over here. This is the link. Now this is the prompt section. So I'm just going to type a photo of Vardaan posing as Jesus. So I've got my trigger word inside the prompt. So now the model would know that, okay, I need to use this face in the photo that I present. And over here for HF LoRa, you're going to go back onto Hugging Face. And remember the model that you created over here, you're just going to go onto that model, because we didn't really create this properly. I'm just going to go onto Vardaan LoRa. I'm going to click back on this button and I'm going to paste that back over here in HF LoRa field. And yep, that's it. And let's just run it now. All right, it just don't troll me, guys. Don't troll me on this. Okay, let's run this once again. Let's see what it spits out now. You can see that the model isn't really the best at interpreting the prompts that you give it, and you kind of need to play around with it to get the best output. But you can see that it does get it right somewhere. Like, even though the photo didn't really resemble me as Jesus, but you can see how the facial structures of the man/woman in that photo were similar to mine. Yeah, all right, so it can't really let me pose as Jesus. You can see that it's got the facial features and all of that stuff correct. Yeah, so you kind of just need to figure out and play around with the model yourself, play around with the prompt strength, the number of outputs, the number of inference steps, and see what kind of settings give you the best results, and then stick with those. And that's it for this video, guys, and I'll catch you in the next one. Take care.
Well, if you like this video of mine and you're someone like me who likes to test out new things coming out in the AI space, I think you would like this video of mine, and I'll see you there.